Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known to the world as Pelé, is one of the most iconic and celebrated footballers in history. Born on October 23, 1940 in Três Corações, Brazil, Pelé rose from humble beginnings to become a global symbol of excellence, grace and success in football. Widely regarded as the greatest footballer of the 20th century, his influence on the sport transcended borders and generations. Pelé's career is a story of brilliance, consistency and innovation, packed with records that still astound the world decades after his retirement. Over the course of his illustrious professional career, Pelé played 1363 matches and scored 1281 goals, a feat that is officially recognized by the Guinness World Records, making him the highest goal scorer in the history of the sport in official and unofficial matches combined. Pelé's journey in football began at a young age. Raised in poverty, he practiced with a sock stuffed with newspaper or a grapefruit due to the family's inability to afford a real football. His father, João Ramos do Nascimento, nicknamed Dondinho, was a footballer himself, and he played a vital role in shaping young Edson's early understanding of the game. By the age of 11, Pelé's talent had already caught the attention of local football circles. He was discovered by Waldemar de Brito, a former Brazilian international who took him to Santos FC, where Pelé would sign his first professional contract at the age of 15. Pelé made his debut for Santos on September 7, 1956, and immediately made an impact by scoring in a 7-1 victory against Corinthians Santo André. Over the next 18 years, Pelé became a cornerstone of Santos and a source of immense national pride in Brazil. He helped the club become one of the most successful teams of the era, winning multiple Campeonato Paulista titles, Copa Libertadores championships, 1962 and 1963, and Intercontinental Cups, 1962 and 1963. With Pelé at the helm, Santos became the first team in the world to achieve global recognition at the club level, touring around the world to play in exhibition matches. He scored an astonishing 643 goals in 659 official competitive matches for Santos, a record for most goals for a single club, later surpassed by Lionel Messi in 2020, but only in official matches. Pelé's tally including friendlies remains higher. Internationally, Pelé made his debut for the Brazil national team in 1957 at the age of just 16 years and 9 months, scoring in his first match against Argentina. But it was in the 1958 FIFA World Cup in Sweden that Pelé truly announced himself to the world. Aged only 17, he became the youngest player to ever play and score in a World Cup final. Pelé scored a hat-trick in the semi-final against France and added 2 goals in the final against Sweden, which Brazil won 5-2. His extraordinary performances made headlines globally and earned Brazil their first ever World Cup title. Pelé's youthful exuberance, combined with dazzling dribbles, quick feet and instinctive finishing, left fans and opponents alike in awe. He returned to the World Cup in 1962 in Chile, where he started brightly but was injured in the group stage. Despite his absence, Brazil retained the title, making Pelé a 2-time world champion. In the 1966 World Cup in England, Pelé suffered from multiple fouls and injuries and Brazil were eliminated in the group stage, marking a disappointing campaign. However, Pelé made a stunning comeback in 1970, leading Brazil to their 3rd World Cup triumph in Mexico. Widely regarded as the greatest World Cup team of all time, the 1970 squad featured legends like Jairzinho, Tostão, Rivellino and Carlos Alberto. Pelé was the centerpiece, scoring 4 goals during the tournament, including one in the final against Italy which Brazil won 4-1. That victory made Pelé the only player in history to win 3 FIFA World Cups, 1958, 1962, 1970, a record that remains unmatched. Throughout his international career, Pelé earned 92 caps for Brazil and scored 77 goals in official FIFA matches, a national record he held until Neymar equaled it in 2022 and surpassed it in 2023. Pelé's style of play was ahead of his time. He combined incredible speed, agility, vision, creativity, and an almost supernatural ability to anticipate the game. He could score with either foot, was exceptional in the air and had an array of skills that dazzled spectators. His famous moves like the dummy against Uruguay in the 1970 semi-final, or his midfield shot that nearly beat the goalkeeper from halfway, are replayed in football highlight reels to this day. Pelé officially retired from Brazilian club football in 1974, but in an effort to promote soccer in the United States, he came out of semi-retirement to join the New York Cosmos in 1975. His arrival in the North American Soccer League (NASL) brought international attention to football in the U.S. He played alongside stars like Franz Beckenbauer and Giorgio Chinaglia and contributed significantly to the sport's growth in North America. Pelé played his final professional match in an exhibition game between Santos and the New York Cosmos on October 1, 1977, playing one half for each team. The event was attended by a capacity crowd and watched worldwide, symbolizing the end of an era. After retirement, Pelé continued to be an ambassador for the sport and a humanitarian. He served as a UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador, Brazil's extraordinary minister for sport, and was a global spokesperson for peace, education and health initiatives. In 1999 he was named the Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee, and Time magazine included him in its list of the 100 most important people of the 20th century. FIFA also honored him with the title of FIFA Player of the Century, shared with Diego Maradona, in a public internet vote combined with expert panel opinion. Pelé's influence on football culture is immeasurable. He helped transform football into a global game, especially through his charismatic personality and universal appeal. Whether on the field or off, Pelé carried himself with grace, humility and joy. He was a master of not only scoring goals but also winning hearts. He passed away on December 29, 2022 at the age of 82, after battling colon cancer. His death was met with worldwide mourning, and tributes poured in from athletes, world leaders and fans across the globe. Football stadiums observed moments of silence, and Brazil held a 3-day national mourning period. The Santos Football Club Stadium, where he made his name, was turned into a memorial site for fans to pay their last respects. Pelé was laid to rest in a vertical cemetery overlooking the stadium where he spent much of his life making history. Pelé's career statistics remain astonishing: 1,281 goals in 1,363 matches, including friendlies, exhibition games and official competitions. Out of these, 757 goals were scored in 812 official matches, which is another figure often cited in debates over his goal record. But beyond the numbers, Pelé represented football at its finest, a mixture of art, passion and power. He remains a benchmark for greatness, and his name continues to inspire millions of young footballers worldwide. His legacy lives on not just through records and trophies, but in the very spirit of the game. Pelé was not just a footballer, he was a phenomenon. A king on the pitch and a gentleman off it, he will forever be remembered as O Rei, the king of football.